And we are live for our third video. More pretty Gilded Autumn. And I actually have a little bonus project today. There's LaDonna. Yeah, so I have a little bonus project to show you today that coordinates with this card. Hello, LD. I hope you'll share some of what you've been creating this morning. I think you got up pretty early, didn't you? I think I saw Judy's little face go by, and Donna is back. It's amazing how quickly this morning goes by when we do stamp class. It's already 11. So right after this, we will do our mystery stamping project. And today's mystery stamping is very straightforward as well because, again, I'm using this pretty designer series paper and I just didn't want to overcomplicate things. So we have a nice, sweet little layout that we're going to be doing. It's straightforward, and you, of course, can do it with any paper that you have. Hi, Mary. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're not having to work today. I kind of bet you are, though. You're just popping in maybe on a break.
Donna Fenton said she really loves seeing you do the cards, demonstrate the cards.
Good.
But she really loves seeing the puppy.
Oh. The puppy is being a really good boy today. He laid down for his nap right about the time we started at 9 o'clock. And he is still sleeping. And he is sleeping, about 7-8 hours at night. He's really doing so good. Dale brought in the little box that he was in when Becky gave him to us. She surprised us and always wanted to present someone with a puppy in a little gift box, and so it's so crazy that he's 9 weeks old. Yeah. And he's grown so much, and when Dale brought that box in yesterday, I thought how fun to put him back in it and take a picture, and golly, he has grown. He's going to be a pretty good sized dog, I think. We're working really hard to try to teach him not to jump up right now, so that when we're able to get together again for stamp class, he's not obnoxious, that he's a well-behaved boy. We're trying to get ourselves trained. I think that's really the key to it, isn't it? So I think we've got several that have joined.
Baby Ruth and Donna Williams.
Baby Ruth and Donna Williams are back. Yay! Glad to see y'all this morning. I know it's not the same as getting together for stamp class, but it's also fun to have our friends from other states to be able to join us. So we'll just think about the positives of this virtual stamp class. But it's not the same as being together. So this is our third project that we're going to demonstrate today. And again, it's pretty simple and straightforward, but I think it's really pretty. And there's a couple little techniques on it. Now I'll bring it closer because I want you to look at these pearls. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Carrie, where did you find those mint macaron pearls? Because Stampin' Up, those are not in the catalog. And I'm going to show you how I got those mint macaron pearls. And how to stamp this little background too. You know what I did not grab, Dale? And I guess I could use my grid paper because I got some adhesive on it earlier, so we'll just do that. Never mind. So we are starting with a Cajun Craze card base. And again, the standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then this time I've switched back to very vanilla that we're going to put on the inside. But I saw another demonstrator do this little strip of designer series paper that she had left on the inside panel of her card the other day. So let me kind of line up on my grid paper so I can hopefully get this little strip lined up. I'm going to add that before we put that on the inside.
Hold on a second. Flip your paper over because you got a little smudge on the.
On the
No, on the.
oh, this?
Yeah.
Dale says I have a little smudge on it. Okay. Good thing there's two sides, right, to every paper. Now we'll put a little bit of glue here. I can get my glue going, or a lot of it. Make sure that my foliage is going the right way. And we're just going to pop this on down at the bottom of that inside panel.
Cassandra and Sherry are back.
Welcome back, guys. Glad you're here today. So I just thought that was really cute to add that little touch of the designer series paper on the inside. And I know that's really simple, and some of you may already do that, and I think that we've done that on occasion in class, but it's always a good reminder for those little simple touches that add something extra to our project. So I thought that was what I would do with this little strip rather than throw it away, because I've really been on a kick of using my scraps. I know a lot of you watch my Facebook Lives on Wednesday, and this past Wednesday we used scraps in a really neat way. We punched out circles with the 1.5-inch circle punch from some scraps. I don't know where those cards are. I've already put them up, I think. But we punched those out and we adhered those to just the front layer of the cardstock and then ran it through an embossing folder. And so some of the circles were kind of off the edge of the cardstock. It just is a really neat technique. Great way to use up your scraps. I thought the cards turned out really cute. And again, I saw another demonstrator share that little tip. Now we're going to, again, mat our designer series paper. I say we are. That looks about the same. I think I've got an issue here. I didn't cut that paper right. Give me just a second to bring my trimmer in. Let's see what size this is. I intended to do 3 3/4. Yeah, I forgot to cut that other little side off. Okay, that should be better now. Oh, I'm glad I looked at that before I put glue on it. So we're going to mat this again, because although that looks pretty, I think when it's matted with the brown, it really pulls out the color in the foliage in the background. Gosh, it's hard to put glue on this pretty foiled paper, but I've got to do it. Got to do it this time. Next time, I'll use the other side. Got to get this lined up here. I know I love using my liquid glue, so I'll have some time to adjust. It does take a minute to dry, though. And it seems like with the cooler weather, it's taking a little bit longer, too. And we'll go ahead and put this on. We could have popped it up, but we'll put this on the front of the card. So again, really letting that pretty designer series paper do all the work. We get to take all the credit for the pretty card, but the paper does all the work. Okay, so next up, I think we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And we're actually going to do the 2nd generation stamping. I did get a couple of circles cut just in case, but I think it'll be okay. So this time I'm using Cajun Craze ink. And I'm just going to use this little kind of sprig. We'll ink him up. I just stamp him off on my grid paper and then come in and add him to my stitch circle. I don't know why I always say him, but I do. I'm not crazy about where I positioned it. I may have to go back. We'll see. Part of the reason why I had a couple, I think I can get just a little bit. I think that looks okay. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it because I do want a little bit of negative space. so that I can come in with my embellishments. Okay, I think that's going to work for that. Let me get that stamp out of the way. And then this sentiment is really pretty. Keeping with the early espresso theme here for our sentiments. This one says, life is better with you. Let me just test that as well. So I just want to come over, it's part of the reason why I stamped off and did that second generation. I want to come over this to stamp my greeting, my sentiment. Oh yeah, that turned out pretty. I like that. I like the placement of it. Just kind of making our own little background paper. And then we use the layering circles dies to cut a piece of this paper. And we're just going to layer that on. Thought that was pretty to bring the Cajun craze back in underneath the sentiment. Let's grab some dimensionals.
But Dawn thinks she knows where you got those
The mint macaron pearls?
pearls. Yeah.
I bet she does, but I bet she won't tell on me yet. It sure does help to have a crafting friend that lives just half a mile away from you. I'll tell you that. Many times our texts are, do you have this or that? And then she'll come grab it, or we'll drop it off to her. So or she'll drop it off to us. If I find a little package on the washing machine, I usually know that's from Ladonna. And she didn't know, but she was an assistant in making sure that we had some mint macaron pearls today. Get this guy out of the way. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and, oops, I think my sentiment slipped. It did. Darn it. Yeah, it's not centered anymore. Let me see if I can get it back up. I didn't give the glue time to dry, did I? That's okay. Crisis averted. We've got this. Let's try that again. That's better. Let me give
Dawn
it.
says she loves to help.
I know you do. Give that a little second to dry. So we're going to put this a little bit lower on the card, not really centered. I don't know why, but that just appealed to me this time. I think that looks pretty good. And then, let me grab some linen thread, and while that's drying, we will tie our little bow. So what I did for this was just doubled over the linen thread. And just use 2 pieces because it's fairly thin. It would work with just one, but I really like the little double bows. Dale fixed my roll of linen thread, fortunately. If I can get my fingers to work. Tie a little bow here. I always make my loops bigger, and then I come back in and kind of adjust. I may not have really cut that long enough. It doesn't look like it. Let me try that again. I'm having trouble getting to my ends. Well, I'm struggling. I didn't cut that long enough. Let's try that again. Y'all know this is like real crafting. It's not perfect by any means. Sometimes it's trial and error. Okay. And I guess bows are just going to be difficult this morning. Now I left myself enough wiggle room to actually get this accomplished. This bow may be a little bit bigger than the other one. I just like, especially on fall projects, the linen thread is just the right touch. That's the right little embellishment for us. Okay, let me find my glue dots. And we'll get that little bow added. And it's okay if the loops don't stay exactly together. And we'll put that little bow on. Right about there. And now it's time for the mint macaron pearls. So you probably know that Stampin' Up! Has alcohol markers called blends, and these actually belong to LaDonna because I don't have mint macaron blends. I don't know how that happened, but they are definitely going on my order that I'm placing later today. So one of the cool things is you can, of course, color images with your blends, but you can also color things like pearls and rhinestones. So I've already gone in and colored a couple for the project, but you just need to kind of rub that just a little bit, and you go from that kind of ivory pearl to having a beautiful mint macaron pearl. And although the ivory looks lovely on the projects, mint macaron is even better. So thank you, LaDonna, for allowing me to borrow your marker. And I recently got to attend a networking session with some other demonstrators in our region. And one of the concept artists from Stampin' Up! Shared some ideas of how to use blends other than coloring images. And so I'm going to try to incorporate some of those things that she showed us because our minds were just blown. It was so cool. So if you love blends, I hope to be able to give you some tips soon. So I'm not a big fan of coloring. That's just not what makes me happy, but I do like having extra ways to use products just to give them a little bit more value and versatility. So that's what I'll be sharing with you soon. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Aren't those mint macaron pearls beautiful?
Donna Williams loves the paper.
Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, we're going to do our envelope, and I realized when I took the supplies out that I had not done any decorating on it. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe just use that little kind of sprig that we used on to back our sentiment, and maybe stamp him one time full strength, and then maybe stamp him off. So
Cassandra says the DSP is out of stock.
oh, is it? I should have probably checked that before I did class today, huh? Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. Yeah, I'll have to look and see when it's back in stock. Well, thanks, Cassandra, for that information. That is not good news, though, is it?
She has a very sad face.
Oh, no, that's not good news at all. Darn it. Okay, so that's project number 3. And I promised you a bonus project that coordinates, so let me grab it right quick. So sometimes it's fun to take the layouts that we do for our cards and then make another little project with it. So this time what we have here is a little Post-it note holder. look how super simple that is. That's just a piece of cardstock, designer series paper, and then the exact same stamping of the sentiment and backing it with that scallop circle. Same little bow and those mint macaron rhinestones. So super simple way to stretch kind of what you've already designed, and we'll be sharing the measurements for this as well so that you could make a post-it note holder for someone if you wanted to. How cute would that be sitting on somebody's desk? I think that's just a very nice little gift and a nice reminder that life is better with you. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions about these products. Did somebody have a comment, Dale?
Baby Ruth says it's beautiful and she loves it.
Oh, good. Thank you, Baby Ruth. I'm glad. It's been really fun working with these products. Had a great time designing that sampler. I think it's probably one of my favorite samplers we've done in the past couple months. So let me, I don't want to grab the mystery stamping card. I want to grab the instructions, the clues. That's what I want. Almost showed y'all. Almost revealed it. Okay, let's go ahead and grab mystery stamping supplies. I think I'll bring this stuff back out so it's not just my grid paper laying here. Cover up that ink mess. What's that? Oh, Dylan's grabbing. Oh, no, that's a. I could. Just kind of put all the cards from the class over here from this morning. So, thank you. That was a good idea. Kind of bring it back and remind everyone of what we made this morning. Let me know if you have a favorite. It's hard for me to pick a favorite. I just really love these products. So,
Judy loves the note card holder.
Oh, good. Yeah, the little post-it note holder, super simple little gift, but I think that I may make a couple of those for a couple of my friends at work. Doesn't take a lot of supplies, doesn't take a lot of time, and post-it notes, everybody uses those at the office, so I thought that was a cute little idea. Okay, grab your mystery stamping supplies and let's go ahead and get started with that. I did have you do a light colored card base this time. So clue number 3 is to fold your card base on the score line. Clue 3 is to fold your card base on the score line, and then if at least a couple of you would let us know when you've completed clue number 3, just say 3 done or clue 3 done in the comments, that would help us so we know how much time to give. Just folding your card base on the score line. And there is just a little bit of a lag from the time that you post until we see the comments. So
Sherry's done with number 3.
Okay, great. Thank you, Sherry. I'm glad you're playing along today with mystery stamping. There is a fellow demonstrator, Sharon Armstrong, and LaDonna may have to correct me, or Judy. I think she's TX Stamping. And she is the one that shared this idea with us. I love that demonstrators are so willing to share their ideas. And that has really added to our stamp class while we've been doing this virtually. So, kind of a shout out to Sharon for doing that. And it has really taken off. A lot of people are doing mystery stamping. Okay, I have a couple done with number 3.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to clue number 4. And so that is to adhere one of your pieces of designer series paper to your card front. And we're just going kind of simple today, not even matting that. We're just adhering it straight to the card front. And then you'll also want to adhere that second piece. So you should have two different pieces of designer series paper. It's up to you whether you use the same pattern or a different pattern. I think either way it's going to look good. And if you use a different pattern, you get to show off a different paper. So number 4 is to adhere your pieces of designer series paper to your card front. And then just let us know when you're done with clue number 4. Everyone's busy gluing their paper down.
Mm-hmm. They've lost connection for some reason. It's going in and out.
Okay, so clue number 4 is to adhere your designer series paper, both pieces. You should have two different pieces. It is up to you whether you want to put the same pattern showing or whether you want to kind of mix it up. Either way. I'm not sure what's going on with our connection, but thanks for letting us know. We'll give a little extra time for clue 4. And then if just a couple people will let us know that you've finished clue number 4. Sometimes if someone sends me a message.
Judy wants to know what clue 3 was.
Okay, we'll go back to clue 3 was just to fold your card base on the score line. So this time I ask you to use a light colored card base, and there is a reason behind that. So at this point we're just folding our card base on the score line and then adhering the designer series paper. So sometimes if I get a message, either messenger or text, while we're doing the video, because I do use my phone to film the video, sometimes that will interrupt the stream for just a second or make it kind of freeze. So I apologize if we're having technical difficulties this morning. Hopefully that has resolved on its own.
One and 2 were in the notes sent out earlier, right?
Yes, number 1 and number 2 are posted in the group, I think maybe Wednesday. Definitely by Thursday I had that posted. Who was asking?
And now repeat number 4 again.
Okay. Number 4 is to add your designer series paper, adhere those two pieces of designer series paper to your card front. Yeah, if you weren't able to get your supplies ready, it's okay. We do a giveaway. And this time we're giving away a classic label punch. And we won't do the drawing until Tuesday. Actually, we use a random number generator for that. So we won't do that until Tuesday. I'll post the winner about 6. So if you'll have your projects posted on the mystery stamping link, that thread in our group, then you'll be entered for a chance to win that punch. And if you'll just do that by about 4 o'clock on Tuesday. I think Tuesday's the 20th. And if you don't have your supplies ready and you want us to tag you in that post, just let me know. Anyone done with number 4? We're still working on it?
Still working on
Okay. We'll give a little bit more time. We need like some mystery stamping music or something, don't we? What could we use? Not the Jeopardy music. I don't want them to feel rushed. Mystery stamping music. We'll have to get on that.
Judy's done with number 4.
Okay, thank you, Judy. Do you hear him? Oh, okay. Dale hears Oliver, so if you'll hand me that iPad, please, so I can watch comments. My iPad was completely dead this morning. I had to charge it, so thank you. Okay. Okay, Judy's done. We'll go ahead and go on to clue number 5. And that is to go ahead and stamp your sentiment. Clue number 5 is stamp your sentiment. That's why you wanted to use the light colored card base. You're going to stamp your sentiment. You need a long sentiment. And you're stamping that directly on your card front. So just let me know when you have finished with that clue. That's clue number 5, to stamp your sentiment. Donna, hopefully, Donna Williams, hopefully the replay will be clear. Sometimes while the video's live there's an issue, but I've seen where the replay comes out pretty clear. So I'm sorry that you've not heard the clues. But number 3 was fold your card base on the score line. Number 4 was to adhere your designer series paper to the front of the card. And then number 5 is to stamp your sentiment. And if just a couple people will let me know when you're done with clue number 5. And if you need to do your project later, you want to watch the replay to do your mystery stamping, that's okay. I know Baby Ruth messaged and said she did not bring mystery stamping supplies with her to her retreat, so that's why I like to leave the drawing open, that contest open for a couple days, and it gives you time to create your project, and then be sure and share it on the mystery stamping thread. Okay, anyone done with clue number 5? Just let me know. Thank you, Judy. There just does seem to be a bit more of a lag today. Facebook is being a little bit wonky. So we'll go ahead and go on to clue number 6. And there, oh Sherry, I'm sorry. Yes ma'am, I sure can. Clue number 5 is to stamp your sentiment. You're stamping that directly on your card face. Yeah, there's quite a lag, so it may be a Facebook issue versus our internet, but either way, I'm sorry that we're having technical problems. So after number 5 is clue number 6. And in your supplies, you should have had a couple of small die cuts, some embellishments, something to add that extra touch to your card and complete it. So that's what you're going to add now, is if you have die cuts or embellishments. Okay, perfect, Sherry. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward card. But sometimes simple is best. And this paper is just so pretty. So I'll give you just a little bit of time to add your die cut or embellishment, and then I will reveal my mystery stamping card. Okay, let me bring my card in, and I'll bring it fairly close so that you can see. I chose to do both pieces of my Designer Series paper the same side of the pattern. I used the really pretty thank you sentiment, and then from some of the foiled paper is where I took those little elements to give it that extra little something and finish it off. So there's my mystery stamping card. And I may go ahead and post some pictures of these in our group too, since it's going to take me a couple days before I have your PDF ready. But as usual, I am so glad that you joined us today for our stamp class. Thank you, Baby Ruth. Very simple card. I didn't do much. It's all that paper. Oh man, it does such a good job of making you look like a rock star paper crafter. The paper is just gorgeous. So I'll get that PDF posted for you later this week. Don't forget that we've got the virtual swap thread. So if you are creating this weekend, or if you've made anything in the past couple days, you are more than welcome to share there. And then also share your mystery stamping project for all of us to see and ooh and ah over. We love that. And I so appreciate you being here with us today, and hope we have inspired you a little bit. Let me know if you have any questions, and I guess we will see you later. Have a great day.